Okay, let's check out what we have. We have this model now. We have it in Photoshop. We have it with background. We have a shadow and floor shadow also, but we don't have ambient occlusion, so I will now insert the ambient occlusion, drag it here. It will open, and then there is another way to add it into our composition. We'll just grab it here, but we have to be on this tool here, cancel. So grab it, drag it, and go to the tab here, then continuing to hold the mouse or the tablet, drop it here but with shift pressed. If you just drop it, it will be like this. But if you drop it with shift, so drag it, hold a little bit there, so this will open, and then press shift and drop it, it will drop exactly where it should be. So yeah, assuming that they are the same size, and they are. So I will control click this here, so we'll have this selected, then control J. Then I will delete this by dragging it into the garbage bin, just drag it there. And now we'll have the ambient occlusion layer, which I might need to colorize a bit, because now it's black and white, and when we press multiply, not bad, not too good. Overlay, a little bit too much. So you have to avoid this kind of very white areas. For example, here and here, and all those like burned out areas. It's not good. Even if we dial down the opacity, they still are a little bit like off. They don't look good. So what we'll do is multiply, and let's turn it off and on and see if it's good. It's a little bit too dark with this ambient occlusion. We might get the opacity a lot down, but first let's make it color. How? Normal first, so we can see what color we can make it, and then we go to image, adjustments, let's play with hue saturation, and in order to make it color you need to press this, click here, colorize, and now it's this kind of blue color, which I don't want. I want it to be a warmer color, so I will move the hue layer, but with the tablet, yes. So let's go to this and then make it more saturated, and I think it's okay. And let's now make it multiply, and now you see it's a little bit too saturated, probably. Control U is showing us this, so let's desaturate it a bit, not too much. This we won't touch it too much. This one is off limits. Okay, for this, so a little bit of saturation, it's visible. And now, okay, and now opacity down to, let's say, like 40%. It's maybe a little bit too much yet, but whatever. Now I will take our normal layer, I will duplicate it because I want to have a backup copy, and I will press Ctrl M, and it doesn't work because of my things, but Ctrl M is basically curves. I will open curves, and now I will go, if you'll see curves, this bottom part, if we press here in the middle, we'll press a point. If we move this bottom part down, it will increase the strength of the shadows, and this will increase the strength of the light parts, you know, like this. But we don't need the shadows to be increased, so I will move it up. And basically, if you want to delete a point, you just drag it to the top and it will be deleted. It's very easy. So this is the now, and this will be a little bit more vibrant colors. Yeah, I think for a cartoon render like this, and this circle is because I'm working with my tablet. I should work with my mouse. It will be a little bit better. But let's see. Yeah, we have to be careful not to burn the dark areas to be too dark, and not to overburn the light areas to be too light. So we have to make some kind of a middle decision. This I think is good. and let's compare it. Yeah, a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more contrast. It's cool. So now we go to our layer, which is here, the bottom layer, and we will make it darker. Let me think. Okay, let's make it a bit darker from here. So I opened hue saturation by Control U, and now I make it darker. And now we need a little bit more variety in here. So we will open O, which is, I think this is O. Let's see. Dodge tool O, yeah, okay. And I will press on the background. You see how it's getting a bit lighter. While I'm pressing, it's getting a bit lighter in this area here. But since the shadow is this way, maybe the light should be this way, but still most of the time the light should be where the character is looking, should be a little bit more light, and then behind him should be the dark area. So yeah, and then with Alt click I can press Alt and then just drag above and in these areas to make them darker. And we should have this kind of a interesting view. And one more thing I want to do, I want to put a rim light in the right side, so his left. We have to go to ZBrush. How to make a rim light? I will render it, but I will render it in a different way. We'll go and disable by shift clicking all those materials and the polypaint that we have made, everything that we have made, I will disable it. I know it's counterintuitive, but bear with me here. So then I will go to this reflect material, which is kind of good. We can incorporate that into our thing, but we'll disable shadows and ambient occlusion for now. And let's render it just for fun, just for test, because I like it how it looks. We can just put it, I'm not sure that it will be looking okay, but we'll see. So compose or shade it. Let's compose. Composite. Where to put it in the render, in the rend. Here it will be not JPEG, it's not good. TIFF. It will be Chrome. And save, not delete. Okay, now we save that. So we disable this front light. We enable the back light, which is our rim, and I will make it thinner. I don't want it to be too thick, the rim. And then I will enable shadows. Important. And then I will enable shadows here. So I enabled shadow, so the light will throw shadow. And then I enabled shadow to be rendered. And now I will just render this. And we'll see what will happen. Hopefully something good will come out of this. Let's see. Okay, very good. That was the result I was expecting. Very dark area with light only on the parts where the light is hitting. Very good. So now I will take, I think, the composite. I will name it Rim 01. I'm not sure if we will have Rim 02, but I will go to Photoshop. I just clicked on Photoshop on my taskbar. You don't see it because my monitor is a little bit bigger than the HD. And then I will take the rim from my other monitor, drop it here like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, and then I will take it from here, hold here, and shift drop it in here and make it go above everything. Then we'll just have to go to screen mode, and we'll see that we have this kind of rim. It's very good, but one thing, we make screen with all the things. So I will do this. Go to my model, control click on it. You see control to select only the area that is not transparent, and then control J, and then this will go to the trash. And now the background is nice. It's not the best background ever. Probably we can go and duplicate the background, then go to Control U, and then move this, or desaturate it, for example, a little bit. Move it to more greenish color, maybe. And then multiply. Multiply is too much, but this way our character is popping up very good. But it's too much. It's a little bit too much. So let's go to some other thing, maybe pin light. Or just color. But it's normal. Normal is working also. So I will see. You will have to see if this is good color or this is good color. Which one is better? Maybe we can blend by taking the opacity down for the top layer. But I think a little bit more desaturated is good. We can always change the color of this layer by going to this kind of adjustment layers. I think this was the adjustment. Let me see. Hue saturation, yes. This will be adjustment layer. If we click with Alt, it will be only for this layer. So if I open it, it will be opening here, and I can, see the rim light. Only the rim light. I'm desaturating it. I'm saturating it more. I am darkening it. I'm lightening it, and then I'm changing the overall color of this rim light. But I think this blue is I think the best for our character. So this is nice, and yeah, without it, with it, it's no different. But let's take our chrome and just blend it to see what will happen. Put it here, Control click, Control J. So I control clicked on the layer that has opacity to select it, and then Control J to take the selection, just the selection, copy it to a new layer, and then I delete the old layer. And now we can dial the opacity down, for example. We can multiply, we can overlay. Overlay sometimes is giving us very good results. This time is not exactly the case, but we can go to, I'm just experimenting. We can change the color, for example, to something like this. Saturation down, maybe, who knows. And then we can dial the opacity down to almost non-existent. So, yeah, I'm not sure that this is a good idea, since he's a character that is drawn. Let's increase a little bit the shadow, maybe, to give him a little bit more interesting look. The ambient occlusion should be maybe non-existent is better, but let's put it at 31, it will be nice. And this will be our final image probably. And for this kind of beginner's tutorial, I think this is pretty good. If you can achieve something like this, it will be great. Of course, to make, for example, the fists and to make some other things require a little bit of anatomical knowledge. But overall, I think with this tutorial you have learned how to work with ZBrush and what to do with ZBrush. If you have any questions, of course, any specific questions, I'm always open to that. Let's dial down the opacity of this layer too, because it's a little bit too much probably, although it's kind of cool. And yeah, I will say goodbye, and hopefully this tutorial was very useful for you. And if you think that it's useful, and if you think that it's good for you, you can leave a comment, you can rate it at some stars or whatever it's on whatever system it's the site you found it on. So thank you and goodbye. Let's see our model here. Okay, to go back, we just shift click and then go back to our material. Of course, turn on our main light and turn off, although it's not super bad. Hopefully, yeah. If you, of course, don't understand some things from the first try, you can always go back and watch them again in slow motion. Why not? Why not? Okay, that's it. Bye for now.